Hello everyone and welcome back to the Drivers Room Endurance Championship. We are again with Tier 2. This is round 5, coming today from Catalonia using the Group 3 category. Let's head on down to the grid and see how the guys got on during qualifying. On pole we've got Martin B on Racing Super Softs. In second is Cudio on Racing Softs. Third, we've got Flapjack on Racing Softs. Fourth is Yaganat on Racing Super Softs. Fifth, we've got Mangino on Racing Super Softs. Sixth, we've got Mitsos on Racing Softs. Fourth, we got Spooky Dookie on Racing Super Softs. Eighth is Jules on Racing Super Softs. Ninth is Canny, he's on Racing Softs. 10th is Rocker on Racing Super Softs. 11th is JC on Racing Softs. 12th is Daz on Racing Softs. And finally at the back, the voice of the driver's room, AGT Grimlock, Racing Softs on the front, Racing Super Softs on the rear. That's your grid and how they line up, ready for the start of round 5 in Tier 2. So let's head on down to the front of the grid. See how the guys get on when the lights go out and they hit the track in anger. Join us now, waiting for the guys to get started. Extremely noisy just to the right of the camera. You hear the revs rise, and they're away. Both Martin and Cudio get decent starts in the Porsches at the front. You see there's a couple jostling for position in the background. Spooky diving all over the track trying to find a gap to get through. Martin's gonna swoop around and take the lead into the first corner. Both Porsches of Martin and Cudio getting away very well on the opening lap of this race. Mitsos has jumped up 3 places and is Aston Martin up to 3rd. Got Flapjack now in 4th. He's coming under attack from Yaganat in that new Mazda Group 3. You hear that thing screaming the whole race. Rotary engines do make a lot of noise. Flapjack's going backwards at the minute. He's under serious attack now from Spooky Dookie and the Jag, who's got Mung right behind him as well. Flapjack needs to be careful here. He could end up right down the order if he doesn't pay attention quickly. Mung in his little Alpha, just getting a little bit wide there. Needs to get back and tucked in. The Alpha does suffer a little bit on straight line speed, but it's a good little cornering car, so tucked in the slipstream, it'll do well. And we see Mitsos starting to fall back now. He's fallen back to 5th, so both Yaganat and Flapjack are past Mitsos. These guys are swapping places left, right and centre at the start. Apart from the 2 in front, the 2 Porsches are still line astern. Martin being followed by Cudio. JC in 8th in the Mercedes AMG, being followed by a second Mercedes AMG of Jules. Canny in the Mazda Atenza in 10th. Daz in his Porsche being challenged by Grim on the inside in the Nissan GTR. Grim just backs out and lets Daz take the corner, which puts Rocker right on the back of Grim. Rocker's had a bit of a shocking start. By the looks of it, he's right on the back of the field in his Aston Martin. And Martin will be looking to break away in the Porsche. Porsche is a very decent all-rounder car. Just bags of mechanical grip from that massive set of rear tyres. It's not the fastest, it's not the absolute best to handling, but it is very decent in both regards. But up on a power track against a power car, it will definitely struggle to keep up. Hit that Mazda of Yaganat. Some noise comes off that. Then we've got a train of Flapjack being followed by Mitsos, Spooky and Mungino. Mungino's dropping off a little bit from the more powerful cars ahead. Nisa, stay in touch. Oh, Spooky looking. That was ambitious from Spooky there. There wasn't really overtaking maneuver to be done there. He tried to dive up inside the Mitsos and a little bit of door banging later. They're in the same positions, but he's right in underneath the Aston Martin's wing now. He's gonna surely look for a move into turn one. See, he pulls out. He's up alongside last of the late breakers. Just makes the apex and gets her stopped. That's Luki up into fifth. Mung just stalking in the background looking for an opportunity. And meanwhile, the two AMGs of JC and Jules are getting ever closer to these guys. And Flapjack in Toyota is just slowly stretching away. Jump on board with Mung looking at these guys ahead. Oh, what happened to Spooky? We go back and take a look at that. Jump on board with Mitsos. Just looking at Spooky ahead. Spooky gets on the curb. I actually have no idea what just happened to him. We'll have to take yet another look. So we'll just focus on Spooky. I wonder, did he just fall asleep there or something? Car just kept turning right and didn't accelerate or brake. I have absolutely no idea what happened there. Spooky, get in touch, let us know what happened if you can remember. That's put him way down in 9th now. That's made the group a little bit smaller, so now Mitsos has got Mung crawling all over the back of him. But look who's right up now. JC and Jules right on the back of these guys. Two AMGs will power down the straight. Mungino will be vulnerable to JC's speed here. Mung's just got enough of the slipstream ahead to keep JC behind. It's a good balance this of handling and power this track. Not one of my favorites, to be honest. I can't actually remember ever having a good or decent race at Barcelona. It's always been terrible for me, so not a track I like to race on. It's the area where I had my worst moment in GT Sport and Driversroom. I was actually wondering whether I should even bother racing anymore, but that's in the past. Maybe just avoid this track in future. But less about my sub story. Back to the race. We got Martin B out in lap 4, streaking ahead, pulling away from Cudio. Cudio can't really match the speed of Martin in the identical machinery. Now Cudio now coming under more and more pressure from Jaganat. Few people opting for that new Mazda for this season. It's a very decent looking, good looking car. Sounds amazing, that rotary scream. Cudio going defensive early. Trying to take that inside line. He's actually ghosted it. What's happened to Cudio? Cudio seems to have ghosted, but he's back now. Some strange things going on with a couple of these drivers today. I'm not sure what quite's happening. Cudio made that very easy for Jaganat there if he did that on purpose. Flapjack's kind of in a area by himself now, nice and quiet. Yeah, not under a massive amount of pressure, but these stop fighting, they could catch him quite quickly. Mangino just sticking to Mitzos' slipstream very well. At the moment, holding himself in sixth. The two AMGs of JC and Jules. Spooky's trying to still recover from that weird accident. He's coming under pressure from Canny at the moment. You see a big power slide out the corner from Luke. That's not going to help those rear tyres. The Jag as well is very heavy on his fronts. Look at the state of his fronts now. It's a very big V8 engine hung out very far at the front. There's a huge bonnet on this car. Jaganat's in. So is Spooky. He's also picked up a second penalty on the way in, but Jag's always going to suffer with front end tyre wear. Martin's tyres are looking spot on. The Porsche is very good on his tyres normally. As long as you drive pretty sensibly, the tyre wear is normally predictable, so you can manage it quite well. And this shows how good, excuse me, that shows how good Martin is on his tyres there. I mean, look at the tyre wear between the two Porsches at the front, and they're both on two different compounds, but they're exactly the same. Martin on the softer tyres, Dan Cudio, and his tyre wear is exactly the same as Cudio's, so top job from Martin so far. Flapjack is now ahead of Jaganat after Jaganat's pit. Williams also ahead of Mitzos. Mitzos hasn't pitted, so that's on-track move done. It looks like Mitzos is struggling a little bit with that Aston Martin now. There's a JC for company at the moment. It takes a big lot of the inside curb there, Mitzos. Oh, and again, just really unsettles the car. JC has to cut the final bit just to get out of the way of Mitzos. That could have been a disaster for the two of them there. Mitzos took way too much curb and unsettled the car. Flapjack and Jules are into the pits. Will Mitzos look for a move down into turn one? He's bound to be kicking himself after that mistake as he dives up the inside and slots it up through, back up to fifth. JC will just be biding his time now. Probably a little bit of lag spike there. JC will see that Mitzos has already made a mistake, but he's looking to the inside already. I was going to say he's probably going to bide his time, but JC is just maneuvering that AMG up past Mitzos and back into fifth. These two going at it now nicely. The racing there, folks, you see there in those last two corners, those last two maneuvers, is a perfect example of what we want from the driver's room. No contact, gentleman racing, but hard and fast and quick. So if you like that kind of racing, get on the Discord and jump into the driver's room, or find us on Twitter at driver's room. We'll get you signed up and involved in the series. Canny breaking away from the guys behind him now. Jules has pitted. Dad's still yet to pit. Rocker still yet to pit. Spooky has pitted, but already look tyre wear on that car. See, somebody has just nearly dropped that car, but they held it. Oh, Lukey getting into the back of Rocker. The youngster getting a little bit impatient now that he's running a bit wide. Spooky is definitely a quick driver, but a few levels of impatientness in this race so far I've seen. Youthful exuberance, I think, is the words you just see. They just runs a bit wide, giving Rocker the opportunity to have a look back through. That Jack definitely not happy. Excuse me, sliding all over the shop there. It's distant cousin behind it, the Aston Martin, looking a lot more planted in the hands of Rocker. And last but not least, at the back there, we've got Grim in the GTR. It's nice to see Grim out on track. He's had a change of work, which means he can't get with us as much anymore, which is a shame. Yeah, can't do many of the videos, so the voice is taking a back seat for now with them, but we hope to get him back very soon. As we see Martin diving into the pits as he reaches the 14-minute mark. It's a very, very quick pit stop here at Barcelona, so he's gonna hold on to the lead. See Cudio going into the pits. He was passed by Yaganat. See, out comes Martin, and Yaganat just coming over the brow down. See Martin ahead. It's almost not worth trying to run tyres longer here or run the harder compounds because the pit stop is so short. One thing that comes up in discussion quite a bit in the driver's room is the pit stops, and just the wish that Polyphony Digital had done a better job with them, made them more realistic. You've got some like here which last a couple of seconds, and then you got others like Laguna Seca that you can takes over 20 seconds to do a pit stop, 20-25 seconds. So, as we've seen that debacle in the FIAs where people weren't doing the mandatory tyre swaps, just staying on the faster tyres because the penalty was less than a pit stop. Hopefully when we get GT7 on the next gen console, we'll have a lot of these issues addressed. Wait and see on that one, folks. So we'll take a quick run through the grid as most guys have been in the pits now. So still out in the lead, we've got that man Martin B. Excuse me. In second, we've got Yaganat. In third, we've got Cudio. Fourth is Flapjack. Mung having a great drive in the Alpha in fifth. Mitsos in sixth. Still yet to stop actually at the moment, Mitsos. You start to see him starting to struggle now to the guys ahead who have pitted, and Jules is coming hot on his heels behind. Jules in seventh, ready to be promoted by him pitting. JC in eighth. Spooky in ninth. Jag already eating those tyres. Grim in 10th. Grim needs to pit. Grim really needs to pit. Carney in 11th, soon to be 10th. He's going to get past Grim here by the looks of it. Then into turn 1. Great move by the Guinness sponsored Carney. Beautiful looking livery. That knocks Grim down to 11th now. Rocker in 12th. And Daz at the back in 13th on racing mediums. Interesting. Martin's got Yaganat covered off for the time being. Same for Cudio to Flapjack. Mung also covered off by the looks of it. He's just not really got the raw pace to keep up with the Toyota, but he's got enough to just, not catch up, but he's got enough just to keep up in the background. Jules now in sixth. He's at the head of the train now with JC. Those two guys in the AMGs just slowly crept up. AMG is also a very nice car to drive, but can be a bit front heavy on the tyres, a bit like the Jag. Has a huge bonnet, so a great big lump of an engine stuck quite far forward. As we've seen, the Jaganats headed into the pits ahead. JC now in the slipstream of Jules. Cars are evenly matched, so JC's going to get a good run on him. Jules last of the late breakers though. Bit of Danny Rick in Jules, but that's left him vulnerable for turn 2. Into turn 3, JC is just nailed it through, so a great defense initially by Jules in turn 1, but sort of really unsettled and unbalanced the car through turn 2, which gave JC the opportunity to slingshot himself up past. Meanwhile, Mitzos is watching all this in the background, wishing he was up with it, which he soon will be if he keeps. They keep battling. He's got nobody around him. Canny now up to 9th. Rocker into 10th. Spooky has gone in and put racing mediums on his Jag. I used to drive the Jag. I had the Jag in group 3 and 4. Where she's a powerful car. The tyre wear just kills it. I couldn't stick it anymore. I had to get rid of it. And you can see Spooky, who I know absolutely loves his Jag, is suffering with the same things in the Endurance Championship. Graham has been in for a fresh set of racing softs. See Jules heading into the pits in the background. Excuse me. And Mung is up to 4th. He's got past Flapjack. Wanted the Flapjack have an issue. Jump on board with Mung now to see his better run there through the bottom of the hill, giving him more momentum up the hill. Flapjack's just going to run wide. Slightly loses all momentum, having to hit the brakes towards the top of the hill there. Mung just takes his little Alpha through on the inside. Great move from Mung. I think it's Mung holding the fastest lap so far. He is. Mung in the little 4C is holding the fastest lap of a 1:44.4444. Great run from Mung in the little Alpha so far. Looks fantastic in his Swan livery. Mung could now start pressurizing Cudio, who isn't that far ahead. Mung's got more superior tyres than him. So, then again, Jaganat's not too far up the road either. Only one who's quite far up the road is Martin B, who's starting to check out again, just like last week there. After the first round of pit stops, Martin just seems to pick another gear and pulls away from everyone. Jaganat may be struggling a little bit in the Mazda to keep up, just due to a car being so new, maybe just not got the seat time, but he's running very well in the Mazda. Cudio in 3rd, having a great race himself, but Mungino is really on a charge. He's looking to catch Cudio ahead. Flapjack sort of fading a little bit now. Flapjack is just front's getting a little bit worn now. JC in 6th, he's got Mitsos charging them down. Canny and Jules. Jules looking to the inside, just hops in front of Canny, takes the racing line. Great move from Jules. You got these three at the back. You got Spooky. Really going to be losing time now. I know the Jag is tough on his tyres, but racing medium's not really the way to go. Going to lose so much time to the guys around you. See Grim starting to catch him. There's GDR. Daz not really able to live with him on the mediums either. We'll jump on board with Martin for this lap as we just go through the 23-minute mark of the race. Flapjack is into the pits. He's getting rid of those tyres, obviously fed up with that front left. Through the final chicane goes Martin. It was a great lap there from our race leader, very smooth. No drama whatsoever. The sound of that mast. Nothing quite like a rotary scream. Front the front leaders now all spread out quite a bit. Mung's dropped off the back of Cudio now. Bit of a bad lap down, lap 13 with a 151, but they're all spreading out now and settling into a rhythm. Flapjack will be looking to push back onto the back of Mung with those fresh tyres. Mitzos is ahead of JC. JC looking to find any gap at all he can get that AMG past. Just taking a little bit too much of the inside there onto the grass, killed his momentum. And he's the grunt of that AMG engine up the hill. Just not quite, he's just not quite close enough at any point to make a move on Mitzos. Mitzos just able to hold that gap. Oh, Mitzos is off into the gravel. That allows JC straight through. That's maybe going to allow Jules to catch right up as Minson's trying to get the car going again. His tyres are going to be filthy dirty, giving him next to no grip. She's just struggling there through the chicane and through the final corner. Just have to clean those tyres off now before he reaches the first corner. Has allowed Jules to catch up. Look at Jules just in the background. Minson's really gifted JC a place there after me saying he's doing a great job of just holding JC back at a point where he couldn't really go for a move, and he goes and puts it off the track because he's going to do it again. As I talk about him, he's going to give another place up as he just manages to place the car to hold Jules up for a second, but Jules takes the inside line. Minsons is fighting back. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. They just touch as they head into the corner. Jules hanging in around the outside, but just has to concede the corner. So close to keeping that position through the outside there. Great racing from these two. Jules balls to the wall, brave there around the outside. He's trying to pull up alongside Minsons again. Do that fast sweeping right hander at the top of the hill. That could be dangerous if the inside car loses a bit of grip and understeers. Jaganat is heading into the pits from second, followed by Cudio. It's a great battle between these pairs. Good friends off the track, these two as well. I think actually Jules did Minsons his liveries for his cars for the series. Looks like the battle has settled down just for now. JC's gone into the pits. Cudio now out behind Mungino and Jaganat. He's looking up the inside as Cudio. He just makes a little bit of a nudge on the rear of Mungino. Just allows Cudio to slip through the inside. To be fair, Cudio's on much fresher tyres and needed to get that job done as soon as possible on Mung. Mung flirting with the track limit there. And we see Martin dive into the pits. He's safely going to come back out first. Nobody's even on the start-finish straight yet. We see Mung diving into the pits now. And Cudio is right in behind Flapjack, sitting underneath that rear spoiler. Great overtake, great job done there by Cudio. Set Jack up halfway down the straight there. Jack had no response. We see Jules now going into the pits and Minsons. That's going to re-promote JC. Put him back into 6th. Jules actually out ahead of Minsons. Minsons taking off fuel. Jules hasn't taken any. Is that a mistake by Jules, possibly? Justin 12 Spooky has been in yet again for another set of mediums. He must be really tearing these tires to shreds. So we rejoin the race on lap 26 in the final 15 minutes. Martin B is still in the lead by some margin. He's 12.73 seconds ahead of Yaganat, who's 13.9 seconds ahead of Flapjack. The front three are miles apart from each other, but Cudio is trying to take that third place away from Flapjack. Wilkino a little bit further back in fifth, but he's got a tyre advantage over the two guys ahead, so could sneak a podium here. Jules some distance back in sixth and on his own. Midsos a bit further back in seventh. We got JC fighting with Canny is eighth and ninth. Rocker a little bit on his own there in 10th. Daz in 11th, Spooky Lookie in 12th, and Grim in 13th. Being caught by Martin. Not a lot Grim could do there. He'd have to drive off the track to get out of his way. Just let the car run on a bit and let Martin take the corner. Cudio closing right up to the back of Flapjack. Quite a lot of people with some sort of penalty hanging over him at the moment. The track limits are a bit of a pain in the ass here at Barcelona. As you see, Cudio and Flapjack diving in. Where's Mangino? He's coming through the final chicane now. Really needs to nail it and get out and get going. Get that little 4C down the start finish straight. So we see Flapjack is exiting the pits, and so is Cudio. But they're not too far ahead of Mangino. He's going to be coming at full speed. They're going to be getting up the speed, so he's going to close right up to the back of him now. They're on cold tyres, he's on lovely warm tyres. You see Flapjack's finding that out. He's struggling to get the car turned into turn one, and Mangino's right on the back of him now. This is what I was saying there a lap ago. Mangino was in a decent place. He could nick a podium. Flapjack just sliding it into right-hander there. Sorry, left-hander. Someone get me a sat-nav. Martin heading into the pit's going to be his final stop of the day. He's going to throw on a set of fresh rubber and give it a splash of fuel. He holds the fastest lap now with a 1:43.78, taking that away from Mung. Yaganat also heading into the pits. He may as well. He has a pit stop over Cudio in third, so maybe trying to get fastest lap in the last 10 minutes. Fastest lap worth extra points. Yaganat would need him to bridge that gap back to Martin. Now leads the championship. As Jules dives into the pit, very low on fuel. That's going to allow Midsos to close right up on him. Maybe even pass him. Jules isn't coming out yet. Here comes Jules now, but that's going to be Midsos pass. It's going to be very close with JC as well. I think JC might have him Yep, JC has him. Canny just behind, so Jules slots in between JC and Canny. In 8th. Curio just trying to keep the gap from Flapjack now. Mung isn't too far away from Flapjack either, just holding on to the slipstream of that Toyota ahead of him. Remember, the car in front is a Toyota. Flapjack clattering over the curbs there. Pretty sure if he hit that hard enough for the way that car bounced up, he could put that car on its roof. Just how low it is, it reacts very violently to the curb. Into the final 8 minutes of round 5. This man's put another stellar performance in. Is there going to be anybody able to stop this man claiming back-to-back championships and back-to-back promotions? Tier 1 obviously is another massive step up, but nothing like strolling into Tier 1 with the 2 previous tier championship titles under your belt. This man's definitely going to be up there in Tier 1 as well. Looking forward to seeing these guys mix it up with the more established Tier 1 fellas and also get used to the heavy damage model that they use in Tier 1. Cudio's had a very, very steady drive today. A bit like what I said about Steven in the last race. A very workmanlike race from Cudio, and didn't really put a foot wrong. Hasn't really been, you know, not been spectacular, but it was just kept on, kept the pace on it. It's gonna pick up a very worthy podium unless something goes horribly wrong in the next 5 minutes and I commentate a cursor, but very, very good run today as well from Cudio. Oh, look, this could be tasty now for the last few minutes of the race. We've got Mitsov's leading JC, who's leading Jules, 2 AMGs against an Aston Martin with the Mazda Atenza of Canny just in the background. You see JC pulling out there just onto the green to get a better break in and turn in for turn 1. Got a much better entry than Mitsov's, but unfortunately Mitsov's Aston was there, so that kind of ruined JC's run through, which has slowed sort of all 3 of them up. Slowing the front 2 up and allowed Jules to really start nibbling on JC now. Easy, guys. Jules just runs him in wide. Oh, he keeps it pointing in the right direction. Don't want to see anybody Bennett now. See these guys fight tooth and nail to the end. Mitsos is going to be struggling for front end grip. Just see he runs wide there through that fast top, and there's also Canny running wide. They're all going to be on the edge of grip, apart from Jules. Jules has the upper hand with tyres. Can he make a count? It's just he's able to turn in so much tighter through there. That's going to put him up through the inside of JC. As I mentioned, his superior tyre grip, he shows it off in spadefuls and slots up past JC. Fantastic move there from Jules. the resident Burger King of the driver's room. Let's see what he can do now about Mitsos. We've got just under 4 minutes to go, so we're going to be looking at another 3 laps for these guys. Just hope fuel doesn't become an issue. Jules just managing not to put his AMG into the back of Mitsos. You just see Mitsos having to slow the car down so much more due to his lack of front end grip. Jules really hassling the back of Mitsos now. Is he going to go for the same move he did on JC? He went round the outside. What a move from Jules! That man has balls of steel running around the outside there. Fantastic move from that man. No defense able from Mitsos. Just absolutely a bystander. So Jules up to 6th. Mitsos down to 7th. JC has dropped to 8th. Kenny still in 9th, closing on these guys. Can he get in the action in the final stages? Quick run through and see if anybody else is got anything going on. We've got Rocker is leading Daz as they're getting lapped by Martin, and Spooky down in 12th, Graham in 13th. We've got Martin first, Yaganat is now in 2nd, we've got Kudio still in 3rd. Great drives from all the guys at the top. Flapjack is in 4th. Mungino's dropped off a bit now, and the Alpha just not able to keep up. Jules now storming away, but look in the background! Kenny is past Mitsos and JC is past Mitsos. What's happened there? They really, this is going to be amazing towards the end of the race. So jump back and just see what happened. Coming through this very technical, tight, twisty final section of the race. JC is just up the inside of Mitsos. Oh, Mitsos maybe didn't see him. Maybe not using his radar, but Mitsos just turns into JC. You can't do that. JC is now inside a ghost in Mitsos. Oh, it's all a bit messy, but all started off by Mitsos turning in on JC when JC was up alongside. But they're all pointing in the right direction and away down the road. Kenny is now well and truly in amongst this fight after watching it from a little bit of a distance. You see Mitsos now looking up the inside. He sends it. JC runs extremely wide and into the gravel. He couldn't get a stop. Oh, and he spun as well. Nightmare for JC. Kenny is slowing for JC. Did he hit him? We'll go back and take a look. Oh, we're on board with Kenny now. See Mitsos in the rear camera. Just closing and closing under brakes. Oh, JC jams the brakes on. Cammy jumps into the back of him. I think that's just everybody on the edge of grip coming towards the end of the race. Kenny maybe looking at Mitsos going for the move. It's unfortunate. So that's the end of that battle for us. JC has obviously told Kenny just to go, go, go. So there was no intent from Kenny, it was just a complete accident. Oh, JC's head's maybe gone a little bit now, it can happen. Rocker and Daz kind of hanging on the back of Martin B. As we're now into the final minute of the race. This is going to be the last lap for this man here. How is everybody doing on fuel in this final stages? All looking very good. They will make it to the end. Jules is gonna maybe have to do another lap. Oh, will he choose just to slow? He has the gap back. No, he's going for it. Jules is going round again. Mitsos is gonna come home to finish the race. Yeah, he slowed down to make sure he finished the day. No, I think he tried to, but he's going round again. Canny comes home to finish in 8th. Mitsos tried to judge it to the line and ended up JC in 9th, Rocker 10th. Martin comes home and missed that day. I was too busy chuckling over. But Martin comes home in first. You see Spooky in the background doing a celebratory handbrake across the line. Yaganat's going to come home in 2nd. Kudio coming home in a very well deserved 3rd. Great race from Kudio today and Yaganat. Good race from the two of them. Flapjack coming home in 4th. Monk gonna hop, skip and jump over the last chicane to come home in 4th. Great race, 5th, sorry. Great race from him in the Alpha. Little flash of the lights to the pit crew. Jules coming home in 6th after that fantastic move there on that last lap. Around the outside of Mitsos. Very well done from that man. Overtake from the day in my eyes from that guy there. That move was fantastic. And Mitsos tried to finish the lap. The race a lap ago, but ended up having to do one more coming home in 7th. So that's round 5. Thanks very much for joining us. Join us next time for round 6 of the Endurance Championship from the Drivers' Room.